What's up guys, Hearts here, and due to popular demand, today I'm gonna show you how to properly build your Electro Fischl, or specifically, your odds. So, let's get to it. So, first thing we need to talk about is when is the best time to use your Fischl as an Electro support character. And with that, we need her constellation. There are only two constellations you need to get to maximize the efficiency of your Electro support Fischl. We have a C2 or Constellation 2, Devourer of All Sins. When Knight Rider is used, it deals an additional 200% attack as damage, and its AoE is increased by 50%. At this point, when you get a Fischl Constellation 2, you can start prioritizing electro damages on your Fischl. And lastly, the most important one, Constellation 6, Evernight Raven, extends the duration of Oz presence on the field by 2 seconds. Additionally, Oz attacks with your active character when present, dealing 30% of Fischl's attack as electro damage. So you see here, Constellation 2, 200% attack as damage, and in here 30% of Fischl's attack as electro damage. So C2 and C6 are the constellation that you must get to maximize the efficiency of your Electro Fischl. So next thing we want to talk about is her talents. So what do you prioritize on the Electro Fischl talents? It's pretty straightforward. You want to prioritize Knight Rider over Midnight Phantasmagoria. And why is that? On most occasions, you only use Fischl to summon her Oz and then you swap to your DPS. You can rarely or very rarely you use Midnight Phantasmagoria on the battlefield, because usually on the first iteration of Oz and then you swap to your main DPS, the enemy is already dead. Maybe on some cases like high HP bosses or weekly bosses, you can use your Midnight Phantasmagoria, but most of the time you're just gonna use your Knight Rider and then the enemy is already dead. So Knight Rider, and then the next talent you prioritize is Midnight Phantasmagoria. Now we want to talk about her weapons. There are only two best weapons I will recommend when you're running an Electro Support Fischl. Number one for me is Skyward Harp. Why Skyward Harp? Aside from the passive of crit rate and crit damage, which is always gonna be good, you have this second passive. Hits have a 70% chance to inflict a small AoE attack, dealing 125 physical attack damage from this bow, and it only occurs every 3.5 seconds. This bow is very utilized with Fischl's Oz. Maybe you don't know, you can activate this passive even when Oz is on the field and you've already swapped out to your main DPS. So this is an additional damage coming out from Oz. So I highly recommend Skyward Harp as the best weapon for Fischl. And if you don't have a 5-star bow like Skyward Harp, the next best weapon I would recommend is Stringless. Stringless. Why Stringless? On the 4-star bows among Rust, among others. As you can see on the passive of Stringless, increases elemental skill and elemental burst damage by certain percentage depending on the refinement. So This increases the explosive damage of your Oz, summon damage, and your Midnight Phantasmagoria damage. And aside from that, you get a bonus elemental mastery for your elemental reactions. So, Skyward Harp and Stringless for the weapons.
も断罪の名において 断罪の名において
And of course, last but not the least, the most important one is the artifacts. So you have two options when you want to run an Electro Support Fischl. So the first one is the one that I'm using right now. Thundering Fury 4-piece set. So Thundering Fury on 2-piece gives you a bonus of 15% electro damage, and on its 4-piece you get an additional 40% damage when you're triggering elemental reaction. So if you have a D-Look, you can trigger an Overload, or if you have a Tartaglia, you can trigger an Electro Charge, and so on. The other one that you can run here is a 2-piece Thundering Fury. So you get this 15% electro damage bonus and 2-piece Gladiator set. So you get an 80% additional attack. It increases the damage of your Oz summoning damage, and as well as the continuous Oz damage. So you can also run that. But you will lose the 40% elemental reaction on the 4-piece Thundering Fury. So it's up to you if you want to run elemental reaction, or you just want a straightforward high damage Fischl. And both of those is combined with a goblet that gives you electro damage bonus. This is the most important artifact, regardless if you want to run the option 1 of 4-piece Thundering Fury, or if you want to run the option 2 of 2-piece Thundering Fury and 2-piece Gladiator. The goblet should always give you electro damage bonus. So, artifact.